Today is the day. I finally got both packages I was waiting on. I started on the seats without you guys. It is really stressing me out how to get this to fit in there. I've just been using square tubing. I'm tacking everything up before I put it up in there. It's really stressing me out because I don't want to, I have one 20-foot stick. I really don't want to use all of it and screw it up because then I'll just redo it and have to go buy new stuff. So 2 packages I got. One being my shifter cable that I've been needing. This one's not bent, it actually works. So this will be put in the Jeep some part of this video, probably soon. And then finally what I've been waiting on. So let's get this thing tore open. Now, a couple years ago, you cannot find these spindles for these axles anywhere, or you would pay about 500 bucks for a used one. So some guy became a genius and started making his own. Look at that. So he machined it, welded it. Threads look perfect, unlike mine. Dude, that is sick. That guy's a genius. So this is what we need to put this hub back on, and I'm gonna have to take the other one apart. I don't want to go through the hassle, but I do want to go through it and make sure it's good. So with that being said, once this one's together, I'll take the other one off camera and hopefully seats. I'm just not having a fun time with seats. But let's start putting this on real quick. Let's put this on first. Oh, he left me a note. Thank you, Lake, for purchasing. P.S. You'll never be anything good in life. You're wasting your money on stupid stuff because you don't have any dealers. All right, so first things first, let's make sure. This nut looks good, but let's make sure it actually works. Y'all hear that? That's the sound of six. Oh, hold up. Just kidding. I'm too soon. I was gonna say that's the sound of success, but I could be wrong. Alright, so let's try this one. I don't like that. Oh. That's the sound of success. Look at that. All right, so now we can put this hub back together. I'm so excited to do so. All right, so now I need to take these over to the bench, take these bearings out, put them in the new spindle. All right, so I got it switched out. I held it in my hand whenever I beat it back in, just so I didn't mess the threads up. I don't know if that was the issue last time. But to keep from that happening, I went ahead and held it. All right, so new spindle's on. Clean it all off. We don't want no reason for this to not go on. All right. Now let's try to get the hub on securely, safely, no mess ups. And we might have an issue. issue being, I don't know. I mean, they're identical. This one's just clean. This one's just mangled up. I know that the bearings are correct because, if y'all didn't see in the other video, I had to correct it, but they should be the correct bearings. They're not the K20 bearings anymore, they're the K30 now. I'm gonna get a mallet and see if I have to tap it on, but I'm also gonna take, I didn't, but I'm gonna take the outer bearing out, just so it shouldn't have a reason for it to not go in. And I can also make sure that it's the inner bearing that's the problem, not this outer bearing right here. So we'll set that right there for now. Now let's try this again. Maybe it just needed some persuasion, but it is on there, and we are looking great, fellas. All right, so now toss the outer bearing in. Boom. We're looking good. You know that feeling whenever something goes right? That's how I feel right now. Something actually has gone right. So we're going to do the good one first so that we know the bearing or the hub is secured properly. Then we'll do the one that I was iffy about on the outside. She's spinning on. Oh, this is great. Now I'm gonna get my socket. I'm gonna tighten it just a little, just a smidge more. And then we can put our washer on there, which is right here. Then we can throw our outer nut on, and then hopefully put our hub back on, our locking hub. Let's get this in there. Boom. So we'll go till it's tight. Right. That should be good. Now we can do our washer, which is covered in grease. Now that nut is on, or that washer's on, but, so both of these nuts that I have, they don't have the little, there's like a little tab that goes right here, and then that washer is supposed to lock into it, but neither of mine had the tab on it. So I'm just gonna lock this one down tight onto that washer and hope for the best. Money, dude. Ugh. Boom. All we gotta do is put our lock-in hub in, caliper on, we can put all our brake lines on, bleed the brakes, we'll have brakes, and we can put tires and wheels on the dang thing, dude. With a lot of stress lifted up off my shoulders just to see this thing. Now, I promise you, it is full of grease, so it's probably gonna look a little Just wait for it to, fill it up. It'll loosen up. Be perfect. I can literally hear the grease in there. So she's full of grease. Let's put the hub on. Which I'm not 100% sure how any of this goes. I'm about to phone a friend, and by friend I mean my brother. I know this has to be towards the outer. But this is what's stumping me. Maybe one goes in, keeps this one from, maybe it keeps it from going back too far. Hopefully I didn't just sit in grease. Oh, I might be onto something. So then this goes in like this. Don't worry, I'm gonna pull it back out and grease it. Oh, dang on it. So that goes in like that. The only reason I beat it in was to get it around, get the this ring that I just pushed. I pulled it back, but I had to push this back in to get this one in. So now I can put this one in. I think. I'm not 100% correct. I don't know. I'm just hoping. Alright, so we got some grease in there. Grease all in here. Now it's basically just put this in. Boom. Take these back out for the time being. Just tap it. Then this ring can go in, I hope. Already got my gasket on here. Get this all up in here. Yep. Alright, now we can put lock and hub on. Boom! I think. Yep, that will work. All right, guys, it's on. Now I'm gonna go wash my hands, possibly put the caliper on, and then we can worry about seats. The seats are stressing me out. So now I can go ahead and put a caliper on. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, guys, now we got brand new pads, brand new caliper. Whoever ends up with this Jeep, if I get rid of it, is literally gonna have a brand new Jeep. Besides the body, the body's a little beat, and the frame. Other than that, like, there's so many parts on this thing that I've put into it that's just insane. I've put more parts on this than I've put in my Comanche that I really, like, truly loved. Like, that was my favorite vehicle. So now, oops, I forgot. I need, hold on. This one goes on top of here, I believe. Something like that. Let's check it. Yep, I guess that's right. Like that. And then, boom! That thing fell on like butter. All right, so now we have calipers on all four corners. I don't know if I'm going to use these brake lines or not, but everything is on. I'm gonna wait to put the mounting on until I know for certain I can go ahead and bleed them. Then I'll mount everything up correctly. Let's move on to seats, guys. Let's move up to seats. I had an image in my head of how I wanted the seat brackets, and then a couple days passed while I was waiting for the parts I needed for this hub. And then I noticed a different way I could do it, which is much simpler, so I'm gonna try to go with that, but we'll see how it happens. All right, so this is what I started with. This was gonna go here, but then I got to thinking, I'm like, I'm 90% sure I can just go ahead. I put this bar back here because this one's gonna be a straight bar that goes across. I just need to pick it up some so that it's level. But I was like, why couldn't I just go ahead and switch this to here, pick this bar up, and boom, we're level, and I'll just make this mount to the floor back there. Because I was gonna box them in, square here, and then have this bar go across and do a square over there. But in my head, I'm trying to do it this way, when I could literally do it this way, and then box it in after. Sometimes I think too complicated because I think too hard, and then, you know, a day goes by and I can actually think of the easiest way possible to do it. So now I just need to mount here, mount across, level this bar out, go up that way for both of these. So here, and then two over there for that side. And then I can box it in and brace it however I want for it to work properly. So let's try to, you know, tackle that and get it out of the way. Because once the seats are in, I got some Flex Seal. We're gonna tape up all the holes in the floor besides, you know, the Jeep holes that are already there. And we're gonna Flex Seal the whole floor, and I'm gonna see if it will leak. I'm gonna put some plugs in here and see if it holds water. Just to test it. So now this will be my space that I need. So it has to go back to there. This has to touch here. but this bar is a little too long, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it down. But I'm gonna leave the length because I might be able to mount the seat belt. So we'll have this here and I can mount the seat belt buckle on each side where it comes around. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So we got brackets put on. We got bracket built, all welded up. Put a bunch of little tabs for bolt holes. We got the tub drilled where it's gonna go. This one's not drilled yet because I still gotta drill the plate on the seat frame. So basically where I'm at is mounting the seats on there, but I'm not gonna bolt them down yet. I just wanna get all the holes drilled for the seats to mount onto. Then I'll put it back in here, bolt it in here first, and then put the seats on. So let me go ahead and get that drilled out, make sure it's perfect, and then we can get it bolted in here. Alright, so this is what we're working with. Now we're about to slap it back in the Jeep, bolt it down, put the seats on, then we can move to the next thing. Alright guys, so I spray painted this black, but then I'm like, no, that kind of looks stupid. And I was going to flex seal the floor, but instead of doing that, I think I'm going to go with rubberized undercoating. I'm going to spray a couple layers on everywhere in here so it's all nice and black. I was going to do AstroTurf, which is like fake grass. I thought that would be funny, but nowhere has it right now, and I want to put the seats in because I've been trying to put these seats in for like 4 days now. So now that the seats can actually go in and I need to be to the point to put them in, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on there and let it dry. There we have it. I rubber coated the floor. I'm gonna let it dry. I can go ahead and throw the seats back in. The seats definitely took me a lot longer than I wanted it to, so I'm gonna go ahead and put them in. Guys, I am so proud of myself. Y'all ready to see this? Look what we got. Boom. They sit so perfectly. I don't know how I did that. Dude, that is so sick. And then I can put my harness in and it'll wrap around. And then I left this down here open so I can weld a tab, because I think, depending on what kind of harness I get, it'll come down and then I'll have the two on each, the one on each side to buckle it together. I think. I'm not 100% sure. God, that looks good. Alright guys, seats took a little bit too long. Next video, I'm definitely going to do the wiring and definitely do the brakes. And I'm gonna promise you guys, I will make it start in the next video, because I know I've dragged it on a little too long. I've spent a lot of money making these videos and building this thing. It's fun. I like it. You know, this Jeep was kind of just like pieced together and I had to go find different parts for different things. So if you enjoyed this series that I've made about the CJ7 Restoration Rock Crawler Project, make sure you leave a like, comment your best part of the video or anything that has to do with the Jeep. What is your favorite part of it? And as always guys, subscribe. Thank you for watching.